day 338, and we're about to go live with our workout morning routine this morning. And it's almost December. Friends, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. It is cold, it is chilly, and I can be very honest with you. I find it a bit hard to get out of bed and to come on and do my morning routine. And I'm a bit surprised by this, since we're on such a roll. Actually, if you think about it, we're having a really good time, but apparently my mind and body would prefer to be under the blankets where it is nice and warm and cozy, and would prefer to sleep. So, good to know that about winter and about myself. Also good to know that I am still able to discipline myself out of bed on habit. So here we are, and let's see how that develops over time, over the next 2 months. So these are interesting months, interesting times for me and my routine. What can I say? For those of you watching, my name is Toby. I am 40 years old and I train to live an active, self-sufficient and adventurous life. The way I do that is I mind my sleep. I try to get between 7 and 9 hours every day. So tonight I actually slept 7 hours, which is good. Probably could have slept a bit longer, but 7 hours is more or less on the mark. 7.5 hours would be ideal. I mind what I eat. I try to eat within my energy balance, and one of the goals is maintaining my weight, as well as having 120 to 150 grams of protein every day. Hey, how's it going? Poor man's gym, you doing all right? I hope you're doing all right. I saw, I think your last one, what was it? You were doing something outside the other day, and it looked pretty intense. So how's the workout going? Are you taking a break now, or are you continuing your streak and just pressing on? Let me know. Curious to hear. And Jonathan, hey Jonathan. I was just thinking about, we should do one of the Sundays. I was thinking about texting you later, but I thought maybe you'd still be sleeping at this time. It's good to see that you're up also at 5:30 for some reason here in Amsterdam. So, my friend, she's doing Navy SEALs and pull-ups. That's the one I think I saw. Good, and thanks for dropping by, and thanks for saying hi. I hope you're doing well. And it's good to hear that you're doing well and that the training continues. And by the way, for anyone who's watching, so Poor Man's Gym does live workouts as well. Those are pretty brutal and insane by my standards. I always love to watch them because it's quite inspiring to see someone push themselves to those limits. And Jonathan's creator tips, he talks about how to build your own YouTube channel. So if you're interested in building a YouTube channel, you should check him out, because he does actually also know what he's talking about. He's got a couple of slightly larger YouTube channels than mine, for example. One's 25,000, I believe. And he gives great tips and advice on how to work on YouTube. Call up with Leoside Thursday morning. Be nuts. Ooh, all right. I will definitely check in if it comes up in my feed if I'm browsing on Thursday. So like I was saying, I mind my sleep, 7 to 9 hours every night. I mind what I eat, try to eat within my energy balance, and I try to eat 120 to 150 grams proteins. But if there's a day like yesterday where for some reason I'm snacking a lot, not only at lunchtime, but also when I get home while I'm cooking dinner and in the evening before bed, I don't beat myself up over it. It happens once in a while, and that's okay also. So we don't need to be too dramatic about it, but generally try to eat healthy, wholesome foods home-cooked meals, a lot of vegetables, and a proper quantity of protein every day. I do strength training, which you saw yesterday, tomorrow again, conditioning training. I also go for a run once every week, and mobility, which is what we're going to do today. I try to do things I enjoy, spend time with people I care about and love, and I try to live generally a stress-free life. So that's my current recipe for health, fitness, and hopefully a bit of longevity, because I'd like to have a lot of healthy years towards the end of my life and not get old but be miserable and incapable towards the end of it, which sadly, given the amount of illness and disease and discomfort we carry with us throughout life, that is in some cases quite preventable, is not always the case. So this is about the way I feel, not about the way I look, and I want to feel fit, competent, and capable for whatever life is going to throw at me. So if that's something you're interested in, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and we can continue the conversation there. That being said, we're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on. And I think we sometimes forget when we're on any fitness journey that it's the person we are today who's going to get us to where we want to be tomorrow. So remember, there are enough people out there who want to put us down. We get to lift ourselves up and support ourselves on whatever journey we're on. And let's do that also, because that will keep us motivated and help us keep going. When it's easy in summer to wake up early, or when it's hard in December and you're under the blankets and it's really warm and you struggle to get out of bed to do your morning routine, as an example. And the only way to get anything done, friends, is by showing up and doing the work. So I'm going to hit the timer, and we are going to get started with some morning mobility. And I'm just going to tell the body to wake up with some walkouts. And it's going to be a relatively short session. So I'm going to try to be done at 6, because I have some things that I need to look into before getting to the office today. Breathing. Pardon me. I have Poor Man's Gym, by the way. I was just wondering. So I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Kind of split on my strength and conditioning training versus mobility. Specifically worried about strength. How do you plan your recoveries? Especially after very intense sessions, like, is it just a matter of that you recover quicker or more easily, or do you have another way of managing the load? Because that's the one thing that I struggle with the most, is how to recover well enough from one day to the next to actually do more intense workouts. So if you have any thoughts on that, I'd be very curious to hear how you're managing that. I think that's, that is one of the most difficult things. I'm just really trying to get that neck swivel in, by the way. You're very handy when we need to take a right or a left turn with a car. Also, one of the ways our neck is intended to be used but we don't use it enough. So taking 2 or 3 minutes every day and just letting it move in all different directions, giving all of the muscles a good work, a good stretch. For me, what it does is, first of all, it makes the general experience of working out a lot more pleasant. And second of all, I notice that it helps me move throughout the day, because one of the challenges I have throughout the day is that I sit at a desk, and now there are many things that we can do at a desk. It's an accumulation of a lot of things. Pushing. Yeah. All right. So you have a kind of a nutrition regime around providing the energy you need to recover and actually perform. Okay, that makes sense, because obviously if you're working out that hard, you don't want to be starving yourself or wanting for calories to actually drive the performance. Okay, I can see how that works. So then I guess I'd infer that your objective is to really get stronger and build your endurance more than anything else. Is that right? Interesting. Thanks for sharing. I hadn't thought about it that way, but maybe I should reconsider how that would work in terms of eating towards a more intense training regime. Well, hey, it's this week, it's Tuesday now, and yesterday we talked about how we are going to add one extra serving of protein, about 20 grams of protein, to one meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And so I'm just wondering, from a behavior change point of view, if anyone who's watching has actually tried any one of the other 3 adjustments, and is trying this one, and what you're finding out, how easy or hard is it to actually learn to add protein to one of your meals, not to every meal, just one meal. And we talked about how that factors into the planning. What do you have in the fridge, which starts with your grocery list, your shopping habits, but also your general eating habits and preferences. you where you learn, what you like and don't like, and why you default to certain foods, and then also how easy or hard it is to change by adding something to that mix that in the long run is going to pay off in terms of your health benefits, the health benefits that you get from working out and eating well, specifically when it comes to strength training and throughout your life, maintaining a healthy amount of lean muscle mass. Eating protein is going to factor into that. So understanding how much protein you have in your current diet and how to add a bit more protein to one of your meals. Generally, in combination with that 10-minute walk and better sleep, should already lead to some interesting results. I just realized I didn't set up my glass of water as a habit of doing that before the training starts. So it's something worth keeping in mind. Yeah, and I also shouldn't forget to do my Cossack squats today. Okay, so again, let's recap. We are in November of this year. I've been at this for more than a year now, but been live streaming every morning throughout 2024. And we've been on this journey together, knowing that it is December and that in December and January we all tend to start creating our New Year's resolutions. I said at the start of November, all right, before we do any sort of New Year's resolutions, let's first understand some of the reasons why they fail. And some of the reasons why they fail is because we don't have the skill of prioritizing. We underestimate how difficult it is to make small changes. We overestimate our own capacity to power through on discipline. We need to better understand and learn how easy or hard it is to make small changes to a routine and a behavior, how to fit new things into our routine, like a glass of water or 10-minute walk or a 15-minute wind down period, or at the end of the day before sleep, or changing one of the meals we have every day and adding protein to it. And as you can see, that last one, if you look at the other three, it's the glass of water together with the 10-minute walk, because you need to change something in the way you shop for food and plan your meals, and 15 minutes of sleep, because you need to assess how you prepare your meals and take maybe a bit more time to add that extra bit of protein to that meal every day. So you can see how these three seemingly small behavioral changes actually factor in to doing more and more things and stack together to form healthier habits. So anyway, that's how I broke it down for you here on the channel. And I think the challenges are understanding and realizing that when it comes to New Year's resolutions, what we're actually trying to do is find one small habit that we can change and then build small habits throughout the year. Hey, thanks for dropping by again, Good to see you, and I hope you're doing well. You're welcome for a reminder. Keep my strength up. Oh wow, 5 to 6 thousand calories a day. Geez, my man, I wish. I eat that amount of calories in a day for a week, and there's going to be 2 me's. But I get it from your point of view, eating towards your goals, and considering the types of workout that you're doing. That's incredible. You must be crazy strong and crazy fit. So are you going to do like some sort of a competition or something, like high rocks or a CrossFit, or is it all just fun and games in terms of the types of workouts that you're doing and how you're spending your time on it? It's out of curiosity. Is it just a point of personal pride and personal goals, like it is for me? But wow. And my friend, thanks for dropping by again. I hope you're well where you are in the world. And I appreciate you saying hi and being a part of the community and the chat. It's always good to hear from people who are on a fitness journey. So what did we remind you of? And what are you going to do today? What kind of workout is on your agenda? for anyone else who's watching. So my name is Toby, I'm 40 years old. And I'm training to live an active, self-sufficient, and adventurous life. I want to feel fit, competent, capable for whatever life might throw at me. And the way I do that is I am mindful of my sleep. What I eat, how often I move and work out throughout the week. So all those kinds of things. Trying to spend time with people I care about, try to do things I enjoy, and try to live a generally stress-free life. Now, if you're in your 30s, mid-30s, going into your 40s, or you're in your 40s, going into your 50s, and you're interested in health and fitness, and there might be something on this channel for you, so you go ahead and check it out and subscribe, all right? And I appreciate you dropping by and watching a bit of my workouts and the conversation we're having about changing habits and behaviors as we're getting older and working with our biology rather than against our biology to stay fit and healthy and competent for whatever life's going to throw at us. For example, this depth of squat a year ago was unattainable. And now here we are, able to just drop down, also without the balancing weight, and to use the full range of motion on my knees. Same with my shoulders. By working on my shoulders throughout the year, I've improved my mobility in general, shoulder strength. So definitely worth the time and effort that I've put in. And like I said this morning, it was a bit hard to get out of bed and show up and do the work. But here we are, showing up and doing the work because it's my routine. It's what I do every morning. I used to hate them. I like doing them. It's the same shape. Yeah, so I'm in camp. I don't do burpees. But I have tons of respect for people who discipline themselves through doing them. And it's just a full body strength and conditioning exercise, right? What are you going to do? What are you going to say about it? If it works, it works. But I have other things that work for me that I enjoy doing. And like the gentleman who gave the trainings to become a personal trainer and health coach taught me over summer, there's no rage against the machine in this school. There are goals, and there are tools that help us reach those goals. And, burpees are a tool, just like some other exercises are. just not the tool I like to use. All right, friends, so we've talked about our behaviors and habits. We've talked about that glass of water. We've talked about finding time to go for that walk. We've talked about finding 15 minutes to wind down before bed to find a better night's sleep. We've talked about adding that one extra portion of protein to one of those meals and what it's going to take. So by the end of the week, we will have a very decent amount of knowledge if we've gone through the 4 weeks of trying this. We'll have a very decent amount of knowledge on what it's going to take. To make behavior changes, we're going to do hand-to-hand swings to challenge the core. Remember to square the body at the top. And a loaded carry on the right. Now we're going to be done 1 minute past 6 in the morning. And for those of you watching, I do some core at the end of my mobility routine, and because I only wanted to do 30 minutes this morning, tempted to skip it, but then 5 minutes of challenging the core is better than not challenging it at all, I'd say. I know looking in place feels funny and silly, but I always thank myself for this when I'm on holidays and I'm dragging luggage around the airport or in a hotel, because that's where the suitcase carries, but also the general kettlebell training really starts to pay off. And the last one. There we go, friends. Mobility and core on the Tuesday morning. Done. So, thanks for dropping by, saying hi, liking the stream, subscribing. Jonathan, poor man's Jim, duh. I appreciate you dropping by, saying hi. I enjoyed the conversation in the morning. It's always nice to know we're not alone in the world. For those of you who just started watching, my name's Toby. I'm 40 years old and I train to live an active, self-sufficient and adventurous life. So hey, if there's something you're interested in, my workouts, my routines, my challenges, you go ahead, check out my channel, subscribe, and we can continue that conversation. I'm going to grab my glass of water and I'm going to drink it, and then I'm going to move on with the day. It's 6 a.m. here. It's a good start of the day again. Wherever you're a friend, have a good day, take good care of yourself, and remember, we're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on. And the only way to get anything done is by showing up and doing the work. So I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, friends.